What is good, everybody? Welcome to Between Frets, a space where female musicians meet and discuss all things music. I'm your host, Jenny Jam, and I'll be filling in for Shorn Marshall today. Yes, we have a great episode, and I just feel like the Fret Sisters and Between Frets, we have been killing it this season, and you have to listen to the rest of the season because we got some amazing guests coming up. In any case, it is November, and Thanksgiving is coming up in like a couple weeks, I think. Oh gosh. But I've been really busy. Holidays mean busy time for musicians. And of course, with the holidays, there's holiday shopping. So I'm going off what my Fret sister Shorn is saying in every episode. It's the holidays, it's time to shop. So if you don't know, we do have merch. Lots of Fret Sister merchandise. If you go to fretsisters.storeenvy.com, the link will be in the show notes. You will be able to purchase Fret Sisters, Between Frets merchandise. Hey, great holiday gift, right? Okay, so anyways, I'm going to get ready, make some coffee. It's very cold outside, and get ready for our guest coming up, blues rock guitarist Ali Venable. Stay tuned.
Want to start a podcast but don't have equipment nor money? Well, try out Anchor. Anchor is a free app that gives you everything you need in one place, which you can use right from your phone or computer. They distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so much more. Oh, and didn't I tell you that it is completely free? That is the magic word, free. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
All right, and we're back. I'm your host, Jenny Jam, and we have an exciting guest joining me today. Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. She's a Texas-born, highly acclaimed blues rock guitar player, singer, and songwriter, a winner of multiple East Texas Music Awards, including Female Guitar Player of the Year, Blues Band, and Entertainer of the Year, featured in Guitar Player magazine. The 2018 album release, Puppet Show, was number 7 on the Billboard Blues charts. Her recent 2019 album release, Texas Honey, is number 2 on the blues album. Oh my gosh, welcome Ali Venable.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
On behalf of the Fret Sisters and everybody, we are so happy that you are doing an interview with us. Thank you for being here and taking your time. So yeah, let's just get right into this. So we want to take it back, like in the beginning. We always like to find out how our guests start. Like how did that dream come about? When did that dream happen, and how did it become reality?
Yeah, so I first started playing guitar when I was about 12 years old, and I sang. I've always like sung since I was real little, like 3 or 4, but yeah, I started playing guitar around 12 years old. And when I first started playing music, I started playing country music. I really loved Miranda Lambert and Carrie Underwood and stuff like that. And so I played that, and then what got me into like playing guitar like I do now is Stevie Ray Vaughan. I really love Stevie, and what I noticed about him was his voice first, because I wasn't like super into guitar like I am now at that time, and that's what kind of drew me in. And then later I found out he was like known for his guitar playing. So
really?
And I wanted to learn, to play like him. Like he was a big inspiration for me. And so that's kind of how I got into playing blues and guitar oriented type music. And what's cool about Stevie is that he introduced so many people to the blues genre, and like him and Robert Cray were like on mainstream radio at the time, so it was really cool. And that's kind of what I would like to do with my music, is to introduce people to like blues rock genre like Stevie did for me, because what was cool about him is like he had this like rock edge to him, and that's kind of what I play more of like a rock blues type thing. So that's kind of what my goal is to introduce people, young people and people that don't really know about blues to it. So
I mean, you're definitely correct about Stevie Ray Vaughan. I mean, he pretty much reached a wider audience, and Robert Cray, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just your blues rockers or, an older generation. And what's amazing is that because you're a young artist, it's so nice to hear, these are my influences as a guitarist. It's just a good thing, when you hear it, when you're like, yes, then listening to like, yay, like keep that music alive. You said that you started singing at 1st and then picked up a guitar. Was it something that is your family musical, or did you just have that gift? Or
my family is not musically inclined, but they're music lovers, and they exposed me to so many different types of music. Not just like my mom is like a super like hair band person. She loves like the 80s, like
oh wow,
and she likes metal, and she likes all that stuff. And so I was definitely exposed to that when I was younger. And so my mom and dad, they met when they were super young, and they would go to like all these concerts, all these live concerts. That was their thing when they were younger to go do. And like they loved like Rat and like just bands like that. And so, so I was definitely exposed to that, and I was like, they just showed me different types of music when I was little. Like they showed me Lenny Kravitz. I really love Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, neat!
Just different Ozzy Osbourne, and just all these different types of music. And so I try to incorporate stuff like that I've listened to over time into writing songs, and just like me playing guitar and all of that. So
basically you're the first generation in the family to be musical, right? Really? Yeah. That's awesome.
I mean, my grandma was she could sing beautiful. Like she kind of taught me how to sing, but she never like did any professional as a professional or anything. She just could sing, but no, I'm the first one.
Wow, that's awesome. So how did you actually learn? Singing, I'm sure, came naturally, but did you take lessons, or did you self-teach yourself?
Like with singing and guitar, like I've learned from people around me, like from guitar players that I've seen and become friends with. My very good friend Lance Lopez, he's an amazing guitar player. Mike Zito, Eric Gels, Gary Hoyt, just all these people that I've learned, and I'm very grateful to learn from. Not only playing guitar, but also like from live shows and different things like that. And I learned the best jamming with people or like playing live with my band. I think that's where I learn the most over time. So.
Wow. So kind of self-taught, but more like you didn't go to an instructor or anything like that. And that to me is amazing because you have that gift. People do have that gift where it's like their thing, it's just something that they were born with. Yeah. I think that's so amazing. So I know you talked about how you were influenced about the blues, Stevie Ray Vaughan and a lot of the blues players. Is that what you consider your style of music to be? Is more blues?
Yeah, I think my music has evolved over the course that I've been doing this. And I think that's a great thing for your music to evolve. You like always adapting as an artist and trying new things and being creative and all of that. But yeah, my music is generally rooted in blues music, and I think why I connect with blues so well and why it just comes is because all music derives from it, like rock, country, R&B, even some pop stuff. It all comes from comes from blues, and I think again that's why it's in my music and I connect with it so well, especially when I play solos or things like that.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about maybe sticking some metal in? I'm just curious. I'm like, because it's so wild about your parents, especially your mom. I think that's the coolest thing when she's so open musically like that.
Yeah, I try to take inspiration from a lot of different things, even things that I don't necessarily like. I just try to listen to a lot of different things and just open up my musical vocabulary, I guess.
Oh,
this kind of take from just a lot of different things.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So we're going to go into when you first started gigging or actually playing professionally. What was it like? Were you nervous? Like your first gig experience?
Yeah, my first gig, I played a lot in East Texas. And when I first started, I didn't get nervous, and I still don't. Like I look at it like people are coming out to see you or going out and like paying money to come see your show, and they're going out with their friends wanting to hang out, so they want to have a good time, and so they want you to succeed. They don't want you to fail, because then they won't have a good time, So I think I look at it in that perspective.
Wow, man, you have maturity in your years. You have that full experience, which is so wild. And I just think it's great. Again, yeah, I mean, it's just great. I'm sorry. I just have to keep saying it. So with your first gigs, did you play a lot of festivals, or was it small venues or anything like that?
I mean, I tried to play, a little bit of everything, but my dad's friend, how I first started getting in front of people and playing in front of them, my dad's friend, he had this rockabilly band, and they were called the Darby Warren Project, and they played rockabilly stuff. And I would get up on their breaks. They would take breaks on their shows, and I would get up and just play a couple songs on their breaks. And then eventually I learned a lot more songs to where I could do my own set, and then eventually started writing my own songs and then incorporating that into the show, and then eventually just playing, a few like Stevie stuff or just whatever songs that I really love to put in my show, along with my stuff that I've written with my band. And I met my band, Elijah, my drummer. I met him in high school, so he was a senior and I was a freshman, and we both were in orchestra together. We had a class together, and I played the cello and he played the bass. And I was like, "Hey, Elijah, do you want to, be in my band?" And he was like, "Yeah, that'd be cool." So, and then I met my bass player, Bobby, on Craigslist.
Oh, wow.
I was super young, and my dad put out this ad and was like, "Hey, Allie's looking for this young girl guitar player is looking for a bass player." And so he came over to our house, and I was like, "Oh, I love how he plays." So, and he was like, "Oh, this is crazy. This little girl with this wah pedal just playing Jimi Hendrix. What the heck?" So it just all, and they can play different instruments too. They're very versatile musicians. And so I'm very lucky to have them. And we've been doing this setup for about, I think maybe 2.5, 3 years, I think, maybe. I could be wrong, but they've been with me since, Bobby's been with me since I was probably 13 maybe, and Elijah's been with me for about 4 years. So we've Elijah's played bass for me before, and Bobby's played keys for me before, so guitar. So we've had other band members with us, but what I have now is really what stuck and really worked very well. So yeah, they've been with me, and they're amazing guys for sure.
Yeah, so it's like a trio, sort of like a trio. And then I noticed by looking at your bio that sometimes you have keys.
Yes, sometimes I have a keys player. His name is Fernando, and he is from the Dallas area, and or he lives in the Dallas area, and he'll come and play with us. And it adds a different dynamic to the show, which is really great. And I really love the sound that he puts out, and that we feed off of him, so it's a really, really cool show with him as well.
Yeah, so that's the Ali Venable band,
Yes.
right? Pretty much. So these guys really stuck with you, which is really awesome.
Yes.
You know. So the next thing I'd like to ask you is about your songwriting, because I did take a listen to all of Texas Honey.
Oh, thank you.
And I also have to like talk about other things within that. But first, the songwriting, like how do you come up with songs? Is it your experiences, or how does that come about?
Yeah, like I write about when I write songs, I try to write about what goes on in my life, from like experiences or something that I think that can really relate to people. And I did that with Texas Honey for sure. And it was really cool also, because in the studio I worked with Mike Zito, and I hadn't really written a song with somebody else before, so it was cool because I wrote a song with him that my friend Eric Gales plays on. It's called Come and Take It,
yes,
on the album. So he was like,
I heard that.
You need something to go with like the Texas theme, and Come and Take It. It would be so great if we could write a song called Come and Take It. And so we wrote the song together, and it was really cool. So
when you do write first on your guitar, and do you get together with your band and like?
Well, whenever I write songs, like I really don't have like a set way of how to do it, but I'll write. I have a journal that I write stuff down in, or I'll like record if I have a melody in my head while I'm driving or while I'm at home or wherever, I'll just sing it into my phone. Or, just stuff like that. Sometimes I'll play it on my acoustic. Sometimes I'll have my, Strat out, and I'll play with my Strat through my amp. Or I like titles. I really like really good titles. So I'll write down just weird titles or what comes to mind about a song title. I have like a list of them that I just write down and go off of that. So it's really, really not a set way. I don't know if it's the right way, but
it's probably the right way, because I know, you either have like a notebook of stuff, or you just like got a bunch of audio recordings on your phone, because I know I do that too. Yeah. Like if I have an idea, I'll be like, la, la, la. I'll just kind of like sing the melody or something. So I do want to talk about Texas Honey, your latest album release. This will be sort of like a two-part question, because this is going to go into your gear. The one thing about your guitar playing, first of all, phenomenal guitar playing. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Your tone is on point. I love everything about listening to people's tone, or, always finding the right tone. I know a lot of guitarists or musicians in general have this kind of thing where they're looking for the right tone. But your tones are so good. There's like the clean tones are great. Going to when it comes to the dirt, do you have like set gear? Or I know there's probably like a lot of pedals or a lot of stuff that you use, but is there like a main go-to on your rig?
Well, I use I guess I'll start with my amp. My amp is a tube amp. They're made out of Dallas by a man named Don Ritter, and they're called Category 5 amps. And I use it through the clean channeled amp, so I can push my pedals through. And they're like 6L6 tubes with a 112 Austin speaker in it, and it just sounds so clear. Before I put any pedals down, I just want to get a very pure, clean sound out of my Strat or out of whatever guitar I'm using before I overlay pedals over it, because that's the base of the tone or the sound that I want to get. And so those amps just are like, they just sound so good to me, especially the clean. And so once I get that taken care of or done with the clean tone, then I overlay the pedals that I use. And I use for like a distortion pedal, there's this company out of Los Angeles called Vertex, and Mason Marangella is the owner of the company, and I use their dynamic distortion pedal, and it's really great, really cool. You can get so many different great sounds out of it. You can get like a nice fuzz out of it if you turn the gain all the way up, and I leave the tone at about like a little under halfway, maybe a little more, and then I just like crank the volume up on it, and it sounds so great. And then another pedal that I use for like a like a overdrive, over the clean sound is by Keeley Electronics, and it's the super fat mod, and it just sounds so, it's like a tube screamer type pedal, and it just sounds so great, and they overlay with each other really well too, so I really like that. And then I use for like sometimes I'll do like some funk stuff in my show, and I'll use like an octave pedal. It's also a Keeley pedal, and it's the Monterey like Jimi Hendrix pedal. And there's so many different sounds you can get out of it, but I use just the octave with a lower octave at the base of it, so I'll do that. And then I'll have a wah. I've used so many different wahs. I really like the Crybaby wahs, of course. Those are really great. And then there's a company called Big Joe Stompbox that makes a really cool wah that I've been using, but I really love the Crybaby as well. And then I use a wireless also on stage by Boss. They sent me their new wireless system, which is awesome. And so I've been using that, and it's great. I've used it like while I'm in Europe. It works really well, and even here. So that's kind of my rig. And then I use I have a Strat that I've had since I was first started, and I put Fishman pickups in them, and they're really great. I met them at the Dallas Guitar Show with my friend Gary Hoey. He was demoing for them, and he was like, I met him the night before at one of the jams at the festival, and then he like saw me, I had met him before at that festival, and he was like, Allie, come over here. And so he had his like coffee, and all these people were watching him at this booth, like so many people. And then he goes, Allie, come over here. And so he puts the guitar on me, and he's like drinking his coffee. He's like, all right, I'm just gonna let Allie demo these pickups for me, and I'm just gonna drink my coffee. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, so that's so awesome.
That's a really fun memory that I have of him. He's a super great guitar player.
Yeah, he is super.
So.
Yes, he is. Definitely. I'm like, yeah. I mean, gosh, and I'm figuring that these are all endorsed by the products that you just.
Yes.
Man, that's nice.
I really love Boss as well. They've sent me some great pedals, and I use them as well. I like to trade out a lot of different things, but those are like my go-to pedals.
Your go-to.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you said to use a wireless from Boss?
Yes.
Did you say?
Yes.
Oh.
It's really great. It has it's just a little bug bug that you just put into the guitar, and you can either use it with your pedals, or you can just plug in straight to the amp with another bug, and it's really awesome. They're really little, so it's not this super big pack that you have to wear.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, you should. They're really cool. And you can choose on there if you want, like, there's a little switch on the wireless where like you can do a short cable or a long cable, I guess the frequency of the wireless, so to get like a certain sound. It's cool. I have it on the long cable one.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. In Texas Honey, like you mentioned Eric Gales. Did you know him before you featured him on your?
Yes. I'm really good friends with him. I met him when I was about 13 or 14 years old. We were both playing the T-Bone Walker Blues Festival, and I met him there, and I met LaDonna, and they were all just they're just so great, and they're super nice people. And he the first time I saw him, and the second time I saw him, and the third and fourth and fifth time I've seen him, he's always inspired me as a guitar player and as a performer. And I just love watching him play, and it's a great honor to have him, sing for one and play guitar on my album. So it was a really cool thing to have that.
Yeah, it's a great song. Definitely a great song.
Thank you.
What I love about listening to your music, it's blues rock, but it's has fresh flavor to it. So like what you said, that you want to be that artists out there to, inspire young generation, older generation, everything, and kind of keep that music alive. You have a fresh take of how you're presenting the blues genre. And of course, the killer solos, the guitar, keeping guitar alive. Yes. That's what we need. That's what we're trying to spread. We're like, keep the guitar music alive, and great vocals too.
Thank you.
Tell us what you do off stage. Like if you're not playing a show or practicing, what do you enjoy doing besides being a great musician?
Well, I really love, I'm always spending a lot of my time, even when I'm not on the road, with my band. I'm still, writing songs and trying to learn, but when I do have off time, I do have a boyfriend, so I go hang out with him and we go to the movies and stuff. So I do that, and I like to hang out with my family. I like to go out to eat with them and go do things with them when I am here, because it is my time is very limited while I am at home. So I try to do all of that.
Yeah, family's important, definitely. You are going to be touring overseas also.
Yes. I'll be with my band. We're going to Europe in March of 2020 in April. Mm-hmm. And I'm really excited about that. And this year, like the rest of the shows we have this year, I have some Texas shows, and then I'm also doing I'm really excited about doing the Allman Family Revival this year again. When I'm doing all 3 shows, which is cool. It'll be in December, and it'll be with Devin Allman and Dwayne Betts, and there's so many amazing guests, and the lineup is crazy, so I'm really excited for that as well.
Are you coming to DC anytime soon?
I think one of the shows might be, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I think one of them will be in New York, I think. Yeah, it'll be
that's
at the Beacon Theater.
Oh yeah, the Beacon Theater.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. That's like 3 hours from me. I take the train up there.
But yeah, that'll be on the 28th of December, and then the first 2 are at the beginning of December, and it'll be at the Fillmore in San Francisco, and then the second one will be the Mission Ballroom in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we'll definitely be putting that link up on our show notes.
We're also good. For the first time, we're going to be doing the Joe Bonamassa Keeping the Blues Alive at Sea cruise next year in February. So I'm excited about that.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Oh, wow. That is great. That's in February?
Yes, that'll be in February.
And where does that cruise go to?
It goes to the Bahamas.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that too.
All right. Well, we'll definitely put all that up on our show notes, to all the dates to your tour and your website. Wow, this has been a great interview. A lot of good information. I'm definitely going to go back and listen to the gear that you were talking about so I can check it out. But do you have any advice for any new players out there that are young and old that kind of want to get into this business?
Yeah, I think my advice would be to play the songs that you want to play, write the songs that you want to write, and don't be afraid to put yourself out there, would be my advice.
Oh, that's awesome. So, Allie, tell everybody where we can follow you, any social media, website.
Yeah, I'm on all the social stuff. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm on Apple Music and Spotify and YouTube, all that stuff. I'm on it. So, and if y'all want to talk or have any questions about, my gear, or if y'all or my shows or anything, you can email me, or I have a PO box too on my website. I'm gonna send back and forth, stuff like that. So anything like that.
That is great. That is great. So the Allie Venable Band will be touring at a state near you or overseas in Europe next year. Go on the cruise to check out. Actually, there's going to be a lot of good players on that cruise too.
Yes, it'll be really cool.
That's awesome. Well, Allie, thank you again for taking the time out to talk to us, to the Fret Sisters, and to our listeners. Get the album that was released. Actually, get it all. It's all streaming online. Texas Honey. Great, great music.
Oh,
All right.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thank you. All right. So this is Jenny Jam with Fret Sisters. If you have any questions or comments or want to look up about Allie, then just go to @Fret Sisters on Facebook and
Instagram,
or you can email us at
fretsistersmusic@gmail.com.
Okay. All right. Have a great day, Allie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Jenny Jam. Got this blues-inspired Jimi Hendrix type lick that I want to play for you. It's in the key of B. We're doing the 1, 4, 5, which is B, E, and F sharp. Hope you enjoy. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to learn more about this lick, hit us up on Facebook or Instagram @Fret Sisters or email us at fretsistersmusic@gmail.com. Peace and love.